What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Real Junkies. I'm your host, Farhan, here again with my man, Vito, and we are doing another horror film, kind of a horror film. It has horror elements in it, but it doesn't really understand what it wants to be at times, and that is The End of Oak Street. It definitely wants to be a horror movie at points, but I just say it has some conflicts on where it wants to sit in at some points, whether it wants to be a comedy, pure horror. It kind of goes back and forth. And in the interest of us having a lot of momentum in 2026 has been a great year for movies. I want to start off with some positives before I get into some of the other more layered details of how I feel about this
Before you
movie.
get into your positives, I just want to disclaimer: I did not watch this movie. It just did not look interesting to me at all.
Yeah,
I didn't even think it was a horror movie. I thought it looked like more of a thriller to me.
it. I would say thrillers are good. You see, because I'm like really trying to like do this accurately. Like it's thriller, yes, horror, yes, comedy, yes.
Okay.
And that's the kind of the problem a little bit. The fact that I can describe it as all three and not in like on some what handles all those different genres effectively. Like, no, it just legit tries to be all three of those separately, not on some, it blends them well. But we'll get into that a little bit later. So yeah, I'm not gonna say you didn't miss much because I did have a good time with this, but I also have a lot of complaints as well. For one, at first I was really debating on if I even really wanted to watch this at first.
No. Don't go to your negatives. Remember positives.
No. I'm sticking with the positive because this is gonna lead into a positive, even though it don't sound like it right now. I promise you, this is going somewhere. I promise you, this is going somewhere. So at first I wasn't sure if I wanted to watch this because, to your point, I watched the trailers and I was like, oh, okay, so it's like Jurassic Park but in a neighborhood. All right, that didn't really move me per se. And then I saw who was directing this, and that's what pushed it over the edge for me. Because if you all know, y'all know I love horror films. Y'all know I love crime thrillers. And particularly in the horror element, this is directed by David Robert Mitchell. And on face value, that name probably doesn't mean shit to most of y'all. And then when I tell y'all he's the same person who directed It Follows, it might resonate a little bit more. For those of you who've seen It Follows, I don't need to explain it anymore. Y'all already understand how fire that movie is. For those of you who don't know, It Follows was a smaller indie horror film, came out in 2014, and it is fire. One of the best horror movies of the 2010s. If you all have a chance to watch it, I highly recommend. The fact that movie came out 12 years ago is still kind of fucking my head up. I feel very old, but It Follows. Hey, man.
My fault. I thought I said that internally. My fault.
Hey, I ain't never seen a pot call a kettle blacker than right now. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, is that racial?
Yes.
You being colorism in
here? Hey, however you want to take it, gang, you can take it. I'm just saying. I just feel like stones are getting thrown from a see-through glass house right now. That's all I'm gonna say. But David Robert Mitchell directed It Follows. So I saw that and I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this movie a shot off the strength of the director, off the strength of how much I love It Follows. If he can direct that, this has to be at least decent. At worst, it's decent. And then, of course, the cast. You got Anne Hathaway. You got Aaron McGregor. That's a really good one, too. I'll go check this out. Aaron McGregor.
I could have sworn you said Aaron, dog.
Nah, hey, don't do me like that now. I did not call that man Ron. Don't do that.
You said Aaron McGregor.
Yeah, no, we ain't doing that. I ain't disrespecting Obi-Wan like that. But getting into the cast though, because I did say I was gonna start off with some positives. Anne Hathaway. Let's have a slow clap for this woman right here. She is having one hell of a year. I'm not gonna lie to you. She's having a hell of a year. I haven't seen Devil Wears Prada 2, so I can't speak on that. But that film, box office wise, did well and had good reviews. I don't even need to sit here and rediscuss what she did in The Odyssey. That speaks for itself. And in this film right here, she is acting circles around the entire rest of this cast, Ewan McGregor included. And I'm gonna get to him later because he'll be in my negative section. But Anne Hathaway, and it's more so because of his character than his performance, but it's a little bit of both.
Or is it because he's British?
Well, that might be your critique. That might be. Don't project your negatives on me now, brother man.
Is he playing an American in this? Or
I hate to break it to you. I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Like
but
so, yes. and I want you to get to this, but why this nigga couldn't just be British living in America with his American wife?
This is a film that takes place in 1982 in the suburbs of
Why this
America.
nigga couldn't be
So
British living in
I'ma
America with his American wife?
I'ma just do that. I'ma just throw that out there. This is this movie takes place in the early 80s in a very, very white suburb. Outside of a few token Negroes here and there. And I mean by here and there, I mean a total of 3 in the entire movie, and only 2 have speaking lines.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Very progressive.
Yeah, we're getting somewhere. And while we're on the subject, Black Queen shout out to Jordan Alexa Davis, the only Black woman in this movie who had speaking lines. So
while we're here, shout out Maya Boyd, man.
Shout out Maya Boyd too. Yeah,
come on, Storm. Come through, Storm.
Shout out to Maya Boyd. We finally got the X-Men cast and an Avengers trailer and a Doom trailer. We've been getting hit left and right with big announcements like over the past couple weeks. I ain't gonna lie. But we'll get to that another point because I can rant about how much I love the casting of Storm, but we'll get into that later. But focusing on End of Oak Street, I think Anne Hathaway by far is the highlight of this movie, not just from a performance standpoint, but her character is the most layered and is the most nuanced, I think, out of all the characters in this movie. For one, this film opens and it sets up that Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor's characters, Denise and Greg, they're having some marital issues, and the kids can see it too. They have 2 kids in this movie, and there's even a brief dialogue between the kids, like, "Hey, do you think mom and dad are gonna, and they like hint at, getting a divorce, and they're like having that little back and forth, like, no, that wouldn't happen. But you see very early, like opening scene, that this couple's having some problems, and that factors into their dynamic through the rest of the movie. But you can really see, I think they set up very well the dynamic of the family early on in the film so that, that emotional tie plays into when shit starts to hit the fan and you start seeing some of the prehistoric creatures and all the other things that are chasing this family through this neighborhood, right? One thing I will say though, is as the movie progresses and you start to see more of Ewan McGregor's character, Greg, and how he operates and how he handles situations, especially high pressure and high stress situations. And there was a point in this movie where I was like, I ain't gonna lie, Ann, I understand why you want to lead this nigga.
Why you pick this nigga?
Like cause I ain't gonna lie, she's like a G. Like she's very much the type, like her character is very analytical to a point. She has a creative side to her, but she's very much see situation, analyze situation. All right, this is where we're dealing with. This is what we got to do. This is our solutions. There's literally a scene in here, and I know I said I was going to say my negatives until later, but I do have to. This I just need to address right now because there's a few scenes in this movie that made me like roll my eyes and or smack my lips and or go, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing? And this was one of them. There's a scene very early on when, not early on in the film, but early on to when like shit starts happening. Like dinosaurs are present in residential neighborhood now at this point. And, Anne Hathaway's character is like, hey, we're going to figure out a way to get supplies. We're going to have to figure out a way to do this. We need to figure out this. We need to come up with a game plan here, strategize. This motherfucker going to say, yeah, I think we're going to be okay. Okay, well, how did you come to that conclusion? I just believe it. Huh?
Hey, man. hey, when you vibing, bro, and that.
Hey, bro, and it was like, hey, look, I understand having faith, but faith without works, like, bro, if you don't put no action behind this belief you got, you and your whole family gonna get eaten. And it's some gruesome dinosaur scenes in this movie. That's probably my next positive.
I'll say I heard so much about that. As far as like the dinosaur murders or kills that they had, and the thing I seen people talking about, I watched a few reviews on it. Mm-hmm. And the ones I seen, like, they were kind of shitting on the movie too. So, but they're like, if this was this would be a great Jurassic Park movie.
Yes.
And I'm looking at this one of the posters, and it's a T-Rex nose looking down at the family up against a wall. Mm-hmm. And if that's not a fucking Jurassic Park poster, I don't know what is.
Yeah, you can definitely tell this movie was very heavily inspired, not just by 80s nostalgia in general, but you can tell this David Robert Mitchell, you can tell he's a very big Steven Spielberg fan. Like, you can just tell just from some of the story beats and camera angles and just the way, just overall tone of this movie and some of the things it was going for, you could definitely tell that there was an influence there. Not just with Jurassic Park, obviously, that's like the biggest one, right? But just with 80s films in general, and then more specifically Steven Spielberg films, there was a lot of inspiration drawn from those. But to your point, and to like my second positive, the chase scenes in here with the dinosaurs and some of the scenes where you see the dinosaurs actually start to get down, like actually eating people and actually like chasing after folks. Those scenes are very gruesome and very terrifying. And they don't necessarily go too far to show you like gore and all that type of stuff, but they go really close. Like they toe that line very, very closely. Like there's a scene where a dude gets completely ripped to shreds by some pterodactyls. Like you see people's legs getting bitten off. You see some, they don't really shy away too much from showing you what these dinosaurs can really do when they decide to get active, which I appreciated. Like it raised the stakes and made you feel the danger that this family was in that much more. Like sometimes with films like this, one of my biggest critiques is, especially when you're dealing with a family, right? It's very easy for the film to just go, all right, we're going to put this family in a lot of dangerous situations, but you know they're going to get out of it. Everybody's going to get out fine. Everybody's going to be okay. This movie does a good job of making you feel like, some of these motherfuckers might not be okay. You know what I'm saying? And I actually appreciated that they took that angle. So to me, those are like the two biggest positives. Anne Hathaway's performance and the way they presented the dinosaurs in here and the way they showcased them and the situations you see the family in as a result. Those to me are like the two biggest positives. And this one is kind of a positive and a negative. I like the dynamic between Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor's character, but I felt like it was getting carried by Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor's character. Their marital issues made sense because of how she is and because of how he is. They're just kind of polar opposite people in the way they handle situations and the way they view things. She's definitely more of like, if I was in this situation, I would want her. Like I wouldn't want Ewan McGregor nowhere near me and my folks if we was in a situation similar to the people in this movie. Like give me Anne Hathaway's character 10 times out of 10. Now getting into, I'll say some of the things I didn't enjoy as much going into this or coming out of this film. One, and this is my biggest thing by far. This had me the most pissed and took me out of the movie the most. There are some very dumb character moments in here. And I don't want to give too much of spoilers, but I have to describe in at least some detail how dumb some of these characters were. So I mentioned there's two kids. The son has a very close relationship with the family dog named Starbuck. Now, the film doesn't do a good job of explaining this scientific anomaly that occurs that causes this residential neighborhood to get transported into an era of dinosaurs. They just kind of just explain it as it's just some scientific anomaly. They don't really explain in detail what it is. They try to in a very stupid way, but not in any way that makes sense. So the anomaly happens, whole neighborhood gets transported, the family dog goes missing. So there's a decent part of the movie where the family don't even know where the dog is. They don't know if the dog's alive. The son looks out the window. Hey, literally, that's literally what I said as soon as this scene happened. That's crazy. White people and their dogs. The son looks out the window, sees the dog. Dog's barking. Dinosaur comes out the bushes, starts chasing the dog. What do you think the son does?
Hopefully he went in the room and hid.
He left the comfort of his own home with a janky ass bow and arrow. Mind you, this is like midway through the second act of the movie. So it's very established. Y'all are trapped in this neighborhood. And by trapped, I do mean trapped. Like there is not a way out. You are trapped in this neighborhood with a bunch of prehistoric creatures, mostly dinosaurs and other things that are trying to kill you. And by this point, you have watched, and I mean witnessed with your own two eyes, multiple people get shredded to pieces by dinosaurs. So now we've established that you are very well aware of the danger you're stepping in.
Shit just going on right
you
now.
know, you're not ignorant to what's happening right now.
It ain't like he just ran out to get the dog and then dinosaur.
Yeah, no, like he was he watched the dinosaur chase his dog.
Okay. He chased he didn't chase the dog. He chased the dinosaur that was chasing the dog.
He's chasing both. He's chasing both.
How old is he supposed to be in this?
Old enough to know not to do that dumbass shit. old enough to know that this is a bad decision.
Old enough to know better, goddammit.
Yeah, he's old enough to know better. That's how old he is. He's old enough to know better. So he goes, he sees dog get chasing. No, Starbuck. Grabs janky ass bow and arrow, leaves house. Now what do you think happens?
Does he tell anybody that he left?
Nope. Just decides to leave. Sister sees him leaving. Brian, what are you doing? She leaves. The parents are in the middle of arguing right now because, marital problems. They've set this up throughout the movie. They're in the middle of arguing. She's yelling at him because why the fuck are you being so calm and delusional?
We're in a crisis,
this
though.
Dangerous ass situation. And he's like, get off my back.
Bitch, I ain't got no job.
What's crazy? It's actually the scenarios and they got laid off, but that's a whole other situation. So they're arguing. Anne Hathaway's character walks out, realizes kids is missing. Now both parents are out looking for the daughter. Daughter's looking for the brother. Brother's looking for the dogs. They're getting chased by the dinosaur. You see how dumb that is?
There are scenarios like this where I'm like, I actually hope their entire family dies.
Bro, literally.
The sister, I'm a little less...
No, the son is who I'm mainly mad at. Everybody else is out the house because of your stupid decision.
I'm mad at her, though, because is she the older sibling?
I think so. They don't really... If they address the age difference in them, I missed it. I think they're around the same age. I don't know exactly whose order, but they're around the same age.
At the end of the day, you've already alluded to her being smarter than him.
Oh, the sister is definitely the smarter of the two.
When she noticed that dumbass has ran out after a dinosaur and a dog, and she didn't say, hey, stupid arguing parents. Dumbass has ran out the door, chasing the dinosaur and the dog.
Yeah. Nope. She just decided to go out by herself after him, which, I'll give you that. Not a good decision on her part. But once again, she's only out the house because of your dumbass decision to go chase after a dog that's getting chased by a dinosaur. With a janky ass bow and arrow.
I usually ask for their names, but I don't want to know their names. I'm going to call him dumbass.
Audrey and Brian. You're going to get them.
Audrey and dumbass. Okay. I'm not calling him anything else because
dumbass is a proper name. No. And what makes it even worse is with this janky ass bow and arrow, bro has the accuracy of a stormtrooper. Like he hits nothing. There's a scene where it's a T-Rex in an enclosed area. You don't have I'm put emphasis on enclosed area. So it's like, hey, you damn near kind of got to hit this T-Rex to make it out. Here's T-Rex. Here's where the arrow ended up being at. Like bro's accuracy is terrible. He hits one thing. He hits one thing with the bow and arrow. And I'm not giving it to him because he was at like point blank range. Like he was at like
the end of the movie.
It was not the very end, but it was closer to the end. Like, and there's this one, and it's not even a dinosaur that he hits. It's a different prehistoric creature. But he finally hit something with his bow and arrow. But I'm not giving him that. Because when I say point blank range, like the distance between me and this microphone. Like if you didn't hit it, you was damn near doing it on purpose.
I'm gonna let you finish, but.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
I got questions because one. He's a child, so we're under 15,
give or take. I would say comfortably under 15. Yes.
Okay, so he's under 15. He has a rinky-dink bow and arrow, and we're supposed to believe that this bow and arrow that he used pierced the skin of a prehistoric creature, whether it be T-Rex or whatever the fuck it was.
Yes, because it did.
Okay.
We don't got to believe it. The film showed us that was the case for some reason. Oh, don't get me started on the things humans do to prehistoric creatures in this movie that they should not be able to do.
So
don't get me started on that.
That's more so where I'm getting at. It's like, okay, I think I seen the trailer that somebody had a shotgun.
Now the shotgun, that was the most believable part.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
A bow and arrow.
Oh, you think the bow and arrow is bad? It gets worse. How about a baseball bat? Oh, you think I'm playing? Oh, it gets
worse. It's a T-Rex, man. These giant fucking creatures.
That's who the baseball bat was used on. You think I'm playing? You think I'm playing?
I'm glad that I didn't go see this movie because I would have been pissed.
Yes, you would have.
And it wouldn't have been your fault. You said we gonna watch. We wanted to review this movie. I said, yeah, that makes sense. I seen the trailers. You got Ewan McGregor. I was about to say McGregor.
Now who's fucking his name up?
Ewan McGregor in it. It has Anne Hathaway. So we got Obi-Wan Kenobi. We got who was I looking for? Catwoman. And I'm like, all right, and he has one of he won a Emmy or a Golden Globe for Fargo season 3, I believe.
I still need to watch Fargo, actually.
Nigga. Hey.
Yeah, I know. I'll take that one on the chin, y'all. I apologize.
You know what? I don't think I was gonna have a tangent this episode.
No, this one I deserve. I'll accept this one. I will accept this one wholeheartedly.
But since we're here, if you haven't seen Fargo is a TV series that's based off of a movie. It came out in, I believe, sometime in the late 70s, early 80s.
Is Fargo that old?
Yes, it could have been the 90s. I could be.
I could have swore it's 96.
Okay, but
yeah.
William H Macy stars in it. Okay, but the TV show is an anthology series, and it's a crime drama comedy because and you may think that you're looking at offhand like it's not a ha 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 funny. It's kind of, well, I guess it is, but it's not The Office funny. There's not some shit you're gonna be busting the gut off. If you've seen British TV shows and like British comedies, it's kind of like a really dry British humor. And just to tell you, that show has brought out the best in every actor that's in it. Because I don't think Ewan McGregor is that great of an actor. Hey, it is what it is. But in season 3, again, I believe it's season 3. He plays 2 different people. He plays brothers. I can't talk this fucking show up enough, dog.
No, I just added it to my watch list. Like,
it's amazing. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I think I would have been pissed watching this. This might have been one of the movies where I think the kills would have got me. That would have been.
You would have enjoyed that part. Yeah,
that was dope. I'm not a fan of like me and you've talked in the past like about my suspension of disbelief, and I don't know how much of this you're going to give away for this movie, but I've seen some things in this movie, like the reason that this is happening, and kind of the solution. And
hold on. What reason did you see? Because I watched the movie and I still don't know the fucking reason.
I don't know if it's a reason, but it kind of gives off a what's the word? I know there's time travel in this.
Yes.
I'm not a fan of time travel, especially in shit like this where almost no time travel is good to me, to be honest with you. Yeah. I seen that there's some time travel, and I seen like I said, I don't know how much you're going to give away. When I watch movies, I'm fine with giving away a little more than you are willing to, but I didn't watch this. I don't have the audience that we're talking to on this, I'm not talking to, so I don't want to give anything away. But there is time travel in this shit. And the ending, when I heard what happened.
Oh, the ending is terrible.
I was mad. Like, bitch, you did what?
No, the ending is some of the goofiest shit ever. That to me is what, like, I was actually really enjoying this movie outside of the dumb character moments. Like, the dumb character moments was like, all right, the rating's getting knocked down every time these niggas do something stupid. For me, like, the ending, when we got to the ending, that's where I went, okay. Yeah, y'all ruined a lot of the good momentum y'all built with me so far. Because I was with you, performances, Anne Hathaway, great. The family dynamic as a whole, like their interpersonal relationships, cool. Dinosaur chase scenes and kills, y'all knocked all that out the park. Were the kids dumb? Absolutely. Was Ewan McGregor's character kind of a bitch? Yes. But he made himself useful. So, like, you know what I'm saying? I kind of forgave him as the movie went on. But starting off,
that meme, how would you describe him?
A bitch. Like, he was starting off in this movie, Ewan McGregor, I was like, ooh, I ain't gonna lie. And I see why you want to leave him. Like, he's more of a liability than useful at this point. But there comes a point in the movie, as the movie progresses, I'm like, all right, he's redeeming himself. So let me actually chill out. Like, when shit starts hitting the fan and it's time for him to like protect the family, he steps up to the plate and does what he's supposed to do. So I ain't even really that mad at him no more, for real. But once you progress through this film and get to the ending, we've gone through some gruesome chase scenes, gruesome scenes of horrific violence. Like, this movie is almost like a war movie. And like, you know, those scenes in war movies when the platoon is trying to get through the battlefield and you just see some of the most gruesome crimes against humanity happening around them. Like, as I go through, like, bro, there's scenes they're running through this neighborhood. You see people getting chased by T-Rexes. You see people just randomly getting torn apart. You see just dead bodies littered throughout the entire street. Like, it looks like a war zone.
So I know, I know other people are there, but it was a lot of people there.
It's like their entire neighborhood. Like, their entire neighborhood gets transported. So, but it's just their neighborhood though. So there's a lot of people in here having a bad day. It's a lot of people in here who are not having a great time. Okay. So you see this family go through a lot. And like I said, they don't do a great job of explaining how we got here or how the time travel piece works or the scientific anomaly that made all this happen. They very briefly describe it. And there's like a couple of lines on a radio station describing weird anomalies in space. And then like the daughter is really into astrology. So she has, yeah, she's really into astrology. And there's this researcher she likes to study. And apparently he had a theory on this thing that they're dealing with. So that's kind of how they loosely explain it, right? It's not really like a firm explanation of what's happening. So we get through all of this. And I had a good time with it up until this point. And then the movie gets to the ending. The third act, first of all, there's a scene in the third act involving, remember the dog I was referring to that this whole family almost got killed over? There's something Starbuck does in the third act of this movie that I personally took as an insult to my intelligence.
Does he fight a T-Rex?
It's not a T-Rex, but it is an animal that a dog should not be able to fight against. I will say that.
So he won.
I ain't gonna say he won per se,
didn't lose.
But he ain't lose. Yeah. And the animal retreated.
so he won. No, he won then.
Fair enough. He yeah, I'm gonna say he won. He should not have. I would just say that it was an insult to my intelligence.
What kind of dog is he? I guess is he a pit bull, cane corso, fucking German Shepherd?
He looked more like a German Shepherd build. He looked like more like a German Shepherd build. I'm not that good at dog breeds, so I don't know exactly, but it looked German Shepherd-esque. I'll say that. That's the closest thing I'll compare it to. But there's a scene in the third act, and I saw it as soon as I saw it. I was thinking in my head like, they ain't about to do this dumbass shit. Long story short, the son is in danger.
Of course he is. Why wouldn't dumbass be in danger?
Dumbass is in danger. And there's a pterodactyl on his ass.
A pterodactyl.
And I'm seeing in the distance, I'm like, okay, that's Starbuck running up to him. Starbuck ain't about to. And then when I see it happen, I'm like, Starbuck is fighting the damn pterodactyl, and the pterodactyl is not whooping his ass. Why is this happening? So like stuff like that has been happening throughout this movie.
So
you know what I'm saying?
Did the pterodactyl try and pick dumbass up and fly away?
He did, yes.
Okay, but when Starbuck started fighting him, he did not try and pick Starbuck up and fly away.
It was hard for him to get to Starbuck based on where Starbuck had bit him. That's the best explanation I can give. It's dumb no matter how I describe it. There's no explanation I can give, but it sounds like it's a reasonable thing that could happen.
So as I was reading the synopsis and the plot of this movie, I looked at the budget, and as of right now, they are 30 million under budget for this movie.
How much did it make opening weekend?
It made 58.5, and it costs anywhere between 80 to 92 million.
Ooh, shit. Okay. 58's not terrible for a movie like this, but on that budget, that's not doing what it's. It depends on. It depends on how it does the next couple weeks, but something tells me this movie is not going to be the type that has legs at the box office.
When you have, so I'll put it like this: I didn't see it. There wasn't a lot of trailers for this that I seen. Only time I seen anything to do with this movie was I might have seen one clip on TikTok, and I might just be making that up. I might have been watching TikTok while I was watching trailers at the movies when this came on, and I watched the trailer, and I'm throwing that together. But there was no advertisement for this.
Yeah, it wasn't great marketing here.
I didn't hear McGregor or Anne Hathaway promoting this movie. And I'm still not hearing anything about it. Everything I'm hearing about it now is reviewers talking about the movie. Yeah. And even creators that are like, let's give this movie a chance. They're like, this shit is ass. They're like, this is dumb. This doesn't make sense.
It's dumb, but it's still entertaining though. And it is dumb. I'm not about to.
And y'all know how I feel. I wholeheartedly believe that you can enjoy a movie that's dumb because I like the first Suicide Squad movie, and I love the Fast and Furious movies. And I will never not love the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah, so I that's why I think there's a lot in here that you would enjoy. Like overall, the dinosaur aspects are handled great, and Anne Hathaway. Those two are enough. Those two things are enough where you will have a good time with this movie. You know what I'm saying? Like this movie's not awful. I don't think this movie's ass. Like anyone saying that, I will disagree with that take. I don't think this movie's awful. I just think the dumb character moments are like peppered in here so often that they're very hard to ignore, and they're like egregiously dumb. Like leaving the safety of your home to chase after a dog and a dinosaur with a bow and arrow, or even better, you're having an entire conversation out in the open, and there's a whole ass T-Rex charging at you. And you don't realize it until it's feet away from you. Like the situational awareness of this family is at a zero.
So question. is this one of those? Because you already said it takes place during the 80s, and it kind of has hints of Jurassic Park in it. Is this his version of a love letter to 80s monster movies?
Yes, absolutely. That's
Okay,
definitely
so
what this is.
so I asked that because that's where those dumb character moments, it feels like, comes from.
Yes,
It's
yes.
things like that. It's running from Jason and tripping,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there's nothing to trip on.
Yep.
It's running past and closing the door, and then trying to find something to barricade the door instead of locking the door first.
Yeah.
But these are, and you know what it probably is? It's more so probably that, again, we watch so many movies, and to me, I don't think we need the dumbness of characters anymore. I think you can have a movie like this and characters be smart, intelligent,
Yes.
or at least competent, and
Competent. Like,
use
I don't even
common
need you to be
sense,
Einstein.
and they can
Like,
still die. They can
yes.
still fail. They do not have to win.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of directors or I don't even want to blame it on directors, writers, producers, whoever, are leaning into, well, this character dies because they did this. And it can't just be this person was better, nigga. We don't have to have some massive flaw.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I actually think that's a great take of, you don't have to have these characters be unintelligent for you to A, put them in danger, or B, have them fail if that's what you want them to do. They can still be intelligent or competent and still things not work out. Like, they're in an insanely dangerous situation. Things could go left no matter how smart you are, right? So I actually think that's a very great take, and something that would have made this movie a lot more enjoyable if they had just fixed a lot of these dumb character moments, but nothing is as dumb as this ending. Nothing is as dumb as this ending. And I wish I could really talk about it without spoiling it, but the way this film ends is very sloppy and very rushed. And
it's kind of disgusting on, and you're talking about how good of a character she was. I don't think that gives her a good ending at all.
It's not even her. It to me is not even her. It's the ending undermines the impact of the movie you just watched.
Okay.
Like, you
I
know
can
what
see
I'm
that.
saying? Like, and I can't say why without spoiling it, but like the ending literally undermines all of the dramatic weight of the scenes you just got done watching. So and it's rushed and very sloppy. So like, to me, the ending is, to me, one of the worst parts of the film, which is unfortunate because I think the movie leading up to that, for the most part, was pretty enjoyable when I was having a good time, until you get to the ending, and then things
until I wasn't.
And then things really start to fall apart. I do want to acknowledge how much I did have fun with this movie, right? I don't think this movie's bad. I actually, if someone said, if someone recommended, like, should they watch this, I would say yes. Just don't get in your car and drive to a theater. Wait till it comes out, and like wait till this is on someone's streaming service, and watch it that way in the comfort of your own home, and you'll have a good time, right? But I do think, for me, some of the character decisions were dumb enough that it took me out of the movie. And then some of the logic decisions with what certain characters were able to do when fighting against prehistoric creatures felt very unrealistic. Now, granted, it's a movie dealing with prehistoric creatures and time travel, so there's certain parts of realism we should throw out the window. However, when it's T-Rex versus baseball bat, and baseball bat isn't getting waxed, to me personally, you're pushing the boundaries of how much I should suspend my disbelief at that point.
I just don't even feel like, to a T-Rex, I don't care, unless this baseball bat got spikes in it.
Oh no,
and
no.
Even still,
This is something you would see Babe Ruth with. This is regular, plain Jane baseball
I wouldn't
bat.
even. T-Rex should take no damage. That's like 100%, 100% health, and you doing zero damage. Like, you're doing damage, but think about like a mouse punching you.
Man, I'm gonna just say it, like, the effect this baseball bat had on this T-Rex, Smokey could have came over the camera and said a very famous line to him.
Maybe it was like you see, you know what you're not doing, bro? You're not thinking, bro. Maybe it was like a magical baseball bat with the time and space when it bent over. The baseball bat, was it a metal bat? Wooden bat?
I'm waiting for the
bat.
I'm waiting. It was a wooden bat, actually.
See? So maybe the wood, because it's so far in the future, it's so powerful over the prehistoric dinosaurs. So the way that the wood affects the dinosaurs, niggas don't be thinking, bro. Trying to tell niggas.
I ain't gonna lie, you kept a straight face through most of that explanation you were trying to give. Props to you, because I wouldn't have been able to keep it together. You kept a straight face through most of that. That's talent,
hey man,
bro.
think about it, bro. You gotta think over the years. So, hey, we got trees that been here for years, bro. Those trees have only become stronger and stronger and stronger. When a branch falls and a seed from that tree falls and it ferments, right? Ferments into the ground and then it grows into a fucking mighty oak.
I ain't gonna lie.
Over and over again. It's like evolution, bro.
I need you to bend over backwards to try to make shit that don't make sense make sense for other movies after this.
So that shit didn't make sense to you, bro. Again, we got time travel. Their entire neighborhood is in a prehistoric time now.
Is this what you be doing when you watch Fast and Furious?
You don't have to do that for Fast and Furious, bro. Fast and Furious is just, nigga, the power of family. Again, we talked about this. It's anime, bro. And
it's anime. Hey, that's a good explanation.
Ever since somebody told me that it's a live action anime, dog, I'll never look at Fast and Furious again, bro.
I'm gonna go bottom of the barrel, polite applause.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm going to is because the majority of the time, this movie's only like an hour and 30 minutes. So it's like an hour 40 actually.
Okay.
So it's not that long. And for the majority of that time, I was enjoying myself outside of some character decisions that made me go, all right, now come on. But the ending was very egregious, but it's not enough for me to bump it down all the way to a background noise, because I personally did enjoy this, but it's a low polite applause for me now. If you all have seen Into Oak Street, let us know your thoughts on how you feel about it. I'm seeing the discourse on this movie is kind of back and forth. Some people either really love it or really hate it. I'm kind of more in the middle on it. I'm just a little conflicted. I agree. This is one of those movies where I agree with both. I agree with the people that love it, and I agree with the people that hate it at the same time. I see both angles when I saw this movie. So yeah, let us know your thoughts on this if you have seen it. And also, what's your favorite monster and or creature movie?
Are you asking me or the fans?
The fans, the junkies, the fellow junkies.
I'd have to think about that.
Favorite. Give us your favorite monster or creature movie, like, you know, The Mist, things like that. Like, just your favorite creature movie. Always continue to like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate all the support. And until next time, this is The Real Junkies. Peace.